to our so we'll move to our next segment. We are honoring our Dr. Sapovadia sir. By honoring and giving an award to like ROS Stalwart, we are just want to observe their journey very keenly, and so we can learn from that. So this is the only purpose. So I would like to invite Dr. Porwal sir to say a few words about our Stalwart today. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Suketu. Uh, as per our tradition of late, we honor one of our senior stalwarts in every meeting, if possible. And uh, again, to re-emphasize what Dr. Suketu Bapal just said, that this is in no way a something that says that their time is up or they should retire or anything of that sort. It is just an honor for the work they have done all these years, and they continue to do, and we hope they'll continue to do for many more years to come and guide us and inspire other members of the society to follow their paths or take inspiration from them. So we had two good talks from Dr. Piyush Jansari and Dhruv Vora, and uh, today's stalwart for our small honor, I wouldn't call it anything big, this one, is Dr. Vasant V. Sapovadia, sir. And in many ways, he has a series of landmarks which are probably first in the region in almost every aspect of refractive and cataract surgery too. So this slide shows how his career has progressed right from 1987, when he started practice in a very small center like Upleta. And then he grew bigger and bigger, and then moved to Rajkot in 1999. It was very surprising for many ophthalmologists at that time in 97 and around that time to start laser surgeries, laser refractive surgeries in center like Upleta. I'm sure he'll talk more about it. Then all the advances in refractive surgery quickly adapted, and he went from strength to strength. He was the first to start femto-LASIK and also femto-cataract in this region. And probably he started doing femto-cataract surgeries even before Dr. Vasada, who has been a pioneer in cataract surgeries in this region or all over India, actually. And every now and then he has something or the other to innovate, to give to his patients, to the society, to his surgical skills. He keeps adding, and we thought it would be fit to ask him to narrate his journey. And my personal association with him dates back to a long time. And one of the pleasant memories was when he was the organizing committee chairman of Vista 2013. He is seated in the near the center, and as is our small custom, we generally honor our stalwart with a small memento so that they don't forget us quickly on this occasion. And a couple of days back, we had the honor of visiting him at his residence, and that is when actually I learned that not more than 1 month ago, Dr. Haresh Gadia, can you please mute yourself? Not even 1 month ago, I don't know the exact date, but probably around that time, he underwent a major spine surgery in Coimbatore, Dr. Sapovadia himself. That was a bit of a surprise and shock. And He is recovered fully. I hope and I can see that. And such is his passion for work and ophthalmology that he uh, quickly is back to his work. So without much waste of time, I invite Dr. Vasant Sapovadia sir to share his inspiring story and all add to our knowledge. I'll stop sharing here. So,
Audible?
yes, sir. Now, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Porwal. It's a really great honor to be appreciated and honored by our own colleague, our own friend. Really, it is great, and I'm happy to have this honor. Actually, when I got the call from Dr. Porwal that we are going to appreciate you in this meeting, so I was a little bit surprised. I thought is that I have become so much senior that my turn has come here. But then I look back, so it is almost 34 years of private practice. So now it is I'm reasonably senior, so it is okay. And I thank you, Dr. Porwal, Dr. Suketu, and all team Rajkot Ophthalmic Society. Actually, me, Dr. Vijay Maheshwari, and Dr. Gadre are almost from the same period. Dr. Vijay and Dr. Me were from the same batch of MBBS. And Dr. Gadre and me started ophthalmic career almost at the same time. I used to meet him when he was in Ghia Charitable Trust Hospital. But in private practice, I was a little bit senior. So it's really honor that I am here and appreciated and honored by you. So let us start with my journey. My ophthalmic journey is just like expedition because it was like new land. There was no senior, no one to guide me for the further, and I have to plan my expedition. So my medical journey started in 81. I completed my MBBS. I completed my MBBS in 1980 and 81 I did my internship. And from 1982, I joined as a medical officer at Aliabada PSC, that is near Jamnagar. At that time, there was no plan for PG. My priority was to help family financially. And ultimate plan was to start a private practice, general practice in periphery, earn some money and come to Rajkot and settle. This was the place where I have worked for 2 years. But during these 2 years, Dr. Danda, AJ Danda from Jamnagar, was my companion. He was medical officer at P. And he used to attend every 6 monthly interview for the post-graduation. And he was not getting admission. And every time he used to tell me, why don't you try? You have reasonably good merit. You will get admission. Just try it. Initially, I ignored it. But after 2 years or so, I was very much tired of this medical officer duty and general practice. So last time I applied for the post-graduation and ultimately I got admission in PG, MS Ophthalmology, and I started MS Ophthalmology in 83 and completed in 86. This was the great time, very dynamic period in ophthalmology. Ophthalmology has seen the sea changes in this period. When I got admission, it was intracapsular cataract extraction, and when I passed, it was extracapsular cataract extraction. IOL were introduced in the India, And at this time, I would like to thank Dr. Daljit Singh for making the IOL popular so much in India, and he made way for all of for us. He was highly intelligent and highly skilled surgeon. His technology or his lenses may be controversial. We have seen so many decompensated cornea because of this lens, but the concept, and he made the lenses so popular in India so that the further way for all of us was easy. In 86 and 1986 and I lost my father, and after completion of ritual, with some sorrow in my heart, I started my journey on the long way in ophthalmology. December 86, I joined Doraji Arun Charitable Trust Eye Hospital. In this hospital, I worked like a working in a private hospital because I was knowing, and my ultimate goal was to start a private practice. So I worked in this trust hospital as if I am working in a private hospital. I was very much impressed by the concept of IOL. So even in trust hospital, I convinced two patients in almost 8 to 9 month period for the IOL, and I did two implants in that period. I was using 10-0 monofilament sutures without microscope in that time. And as the staff of the trust hospital was very old and was not coping up with my this all technology, so my wife became my OT assistant. Within 8 to 9 months of the service in the trust, I was confident to start my private practice. But to start private practice, I wanted to start at minimum investment with minimum waiting period. And such place was Upleta. It is a very small town, and I can get the hospital place for on rent. And my elder brother was working there as a LIC medical officer. So he has good group and contacts in that city. So we planned for the Upleta private hospital. And 3rd August, that was the great day in my life. I started my private practice in Upleta. Initially, I was doing comprehensive ophthalmology practice. I was doing DCR, I was doing squint, I was doing entropion, ectropion, all the surgeries except retina. Retina I have never touched, and I don't think it was my cup of tea. So I have not touched the retina. Otherwise, I have done everything in the. And I had done 31 IOL implanted in first year of my practice. This were all the Sahensa anterior chamber IOL almost small, and then I was doing a posterior chamber lens at the end of the year. But initially it was 4 loop Sahensa anterior chamber lenses. And I was happy because since beginning I was having good volume in the practice. So I was happy to have good practice. Uh, I started to attend the All India conference in the 89. It was in New Delhi. And in this conference, Dr. George Waring and Dr. Anil Bhavishi both had presentation on radial keratotomy. The conclusion was the treatment that the surgery was very effective and very safe. So the thought came to my mind was, if they are getting good result, then why we cannot? So my mind started working on the radial keratotomy. So just I bought this book, which is written by George Waring. It is just like a Puran of radial keratotomy or myopia. So it's a huge, very thick book. I read it very thoroughly, and I was mentally prepared to start my radial keratotomy practice. I purchased optical pachymeter. That was cheaper. It was costing 39,000 at that time, and this optical pachymeter was fitting on my slit lamp, which I was having from Topcon. So this was my first investment. I also bought a diamond knife from the Apu Impex, Bombay. Again, it costed me around 1 lakh. And I put my first step in the field of refractive surgery. And this was I had the feeling like Neil Armstrong when he put the first step on the moon. So I was so happy, and I was happiest person on the earth at that time. So in 1990, there was a AIOS in Jaipur. And before this Jaipur AIOS, I was doing radial keratotomy regularly. And I was getting reasonable volume also. Public accepted it reasonably well. And I was okay. And by that time, I established myself very well in the cataract practice also. And there was a very good cataract surgery volume also. But after some time, after 1 or 2 years, I came to know the limitation of radial keratotomy. It has a very limited range. It was not effective in high myopia, for the hyperopia, and it was little bit unpredictable. So I was searching for some new option. And by this time, in 1995 or 94 somewhere, there was the AIOS in Bombay. Dr. Charles Catchbeer came to Bombay. He gave some presentation, and he also saw the live surgery of this level of keratoplasty. I was impressed with that surgery and the outcome. I would say a few words about lamellar refractive surgery. This is the precursor of the LASIK of today. In LASIK, we remove the tissue with laser. Here, we were removing the tissue with microkeratome. With nomograms and few new setting, we are removing a central part of the corneal tissue. The procedure was very crude. Outcome were very unpredictable.
નંબર નહીં ઉતાર મારે મીટિંગ હોઈ ગઈ છે ને તો તાર નંબર નહીં ઉતરે એવું કીધું જો મેં લખ્યું ને સાહેબે જવાબ આપ્યો જો મેં લખ્યું જોયું મેં લખ્યું
Can you mute yourself? Yeah. ALK. This was a precursor of LASIK, and I did a few ALK. I came to know that this surgery is not effective, so I stopped doing it. Dr. Nagpal, he was publishing ophthalmic news and views from Ahmedabad Retina Foundation. He mentioned my name in that one-off issue for this ALK. But because of ALK and investment, which I'd done about 12.5 lakh at that time, I was little bit late in starting phacoemulsification. But in 1996, I purchased Quinto Earthly machine, phacoemulsification machine, and real sense outdoor cataract surgery was started. After purchase of machine, within few months, I was doing 100% phaco surgery in my clinic. But by this time, the time was changing in favor of laser vision correction. Baroda, there was New Vision Laser Center, and there are other centers in India also. They were marketing the laser in any way. So time was changing in favor of laser vision correction. And I also now thought that I should have a laser in my hospital. But there was a struggle for the first lasers, because Opleta was very small town. Sometimes it is not shown in the map of Gujarat also. It is having the population of less than 50,000. So bankers were not ready to give loan, because their argument was this technology is not working in Rajkot, not in Junagadh, not in Bhavnagar. How it can work in Opleta? So they were not ready. But we tried to convince him. We visited his head office, convinced them for the loan. I got a loan of 86 lakhs at that time, and even companies were not very much enthusiastic to sell the machine to me. But ultimately, we bought machine. My financial calculation was very simple. I can convert some of my RK patient to laser, and my cataract practice was sufficient to build my installments. So just I jumped in the field of laser vision correction in 97, 31st July. That was a landmark in my practice. I did first laser vision correction in Opleta. My first machine was EC 5000 NIDEC. There was no eye tracker in this machine, and no torsion error corrector, no torsion error detector. But initially, all the machine were of the same category. And here, almost all the procedure were PRK. LASIK was not properly uh, uh, popularized in India, and most of the center were doing all PRK. But within no time, I come to know that PRK is not the future, because in all higher myopia patient, we may get corneal haze. Mitomycin C was not available, or not concept was not clear at that time, and there was no treatment for the haze of PRKs. So I wanted to shift to LASIK, and for this, I purchased a book of Dr. Eleanor Pellicaris. In real sense, he is my guru. Unluckily, I had no time to have any fellowship or any training, but I purchased his book. I learned that book, and I started doing LASIK. So, in real sense, he was my guru, LASIK guru. And ultimately, uh, for making the career and laser vision correction, we thought to shift to Rajkot. My elder brother shifted to Rajkot for my elder daughter Avani's education. During this time, he purchased the land. I was practicing in Uplet. I was very busy. My brother did the deal and purchased land, and within 18 months, he prepared the hospital. And 99 September, we shifted to Rajkot. It was a 12,000 square feet state-of-art hospital and located in the prime location of the Rajkot. This is my opening, day of the opening. My mother is cutting the ribbon. I am standing behind my two brothers, and little Aditi is besides my and is my wife. In Rajkot, I had some hiccup initially. Initial turbulence was in regard to the time. Actually, in Uplet, I was so much busy, no time at any time, and here I was reasonably free. So it was difficult for me mentally to settle this period. And during this time, I got income tax survey also. I got some CPA claim against me in this first year only. So this was a turbulent time for me. But within 6 months to 1 year, I was very much settled in Rajkot. I got support from all my friends, my colleagues, and my patient also. So that I was settled very much in the Rajkot. And within short time, maybe 2 or 3 years, I was made president of the Rajkot Ophthalmic Society. Dr. Milan was my secretary at that time. In 2001, we started one trust, Netra Raksha Charitable Trust, and that was in my father's name, which is Netra Raksha Charitable Trust. We bought an ambulance. We put a chair unit in the ambulance, slit lamp and auto ref, and this ambulance was going in the periphery for the camp, and we are taking this patient for the surgery to the Rajkot. But we were again means far against in time, or we were not actually capable. So this project was not working properly. In 2004, I upgraded my practice to customized LASIK EC5 5000 CX3 machine was installed, and this customized LASIK was first in Gujarat at that time. This machine was having eye trackers, the torsion error corrector. So this was the first of this kind at that time in Gujarat. By this time, the refractive surgery has become my passion. So anything new in the refractive surgery, I was ready to accept and I was ready to do. So in 2006, I went to Caen City of France. And Dr. Alain Blendro made a software. Dr. Alex Lindro designed one software, PEG software, that was pseudo-accommodative cornea that was working on our NIDEC machine. So I went there for the training. At the same time, I got operated by him during that session. First for presbyopic correction. And after coming back, I did around 50 cases of presbyopic correction with this software. But ultimately, this technology did not work. So I stopped doing this after doing a few cases, 50 cases. And by this time, I was attending All India conference every time, and we used to attend one international conference. In 2007 or 2006, I don't remember exact year, but it was in San Diego. And Dr. Manoj, Dr. Kamalesh Kalaria, Dr. Manish Rawar, all we were together. There was one session only on the femtoLASIK. I attended that session, and after completion of that session, I decided to have femtosecond laser in my hospital. I just declared my decision to my friend at that time only. કે આપણે આ લેવું પડશે. And same year, in around July, I was having femtosecond laser in my hospital. This was Zimmer femtosecond laser. It was first of this kind in the whole of the Western India. And after that, we are doing femtolasic regularly. In that regard, I was happy to have good conversion for the femtolasic treatment. As I was doing many refractive surgeries, many of my patients were high myopic and were not treatable by laser surgery. So in search of some alternative, I got this anterior chamber phakic lenses. These lenses were PMMA lenses, and we have to have 5.5 millimeter incision. So it was giving the astigmatism in some cases. And again, the endothelial cancer was always there. So by 2010 onward, I shifted to ICL. And after that, it was a regular part of my practice. And today, I am happy to say that we are using maximum ICL or IPCL in Gujarat. In 2011, I upgraded our laser to EX500. And after some time, we upgraded our femtosecond laser also. That was again from the Alcon. So it was a laser refractive shoot from Alcon in our hospital. After doing so many LASIK, I came to know that LASIK is really good, safe, giving good result. Patients are accepting it, but there are limitations. The one is the dryness. The most common cause for dissatisfaction after LASIK is dryness of the eye. The second is flap-related complication. The third is corneal biomechanics. And the fourth is late traumatic dislocation of flap. So during this time, this Smile was introduced, Visumax was available in the market, and I tried to have it in 2013. But because of cost and viability problem, I could not do it because at that time euro was very high. But in 2015, I purchased Visumax machine and started doing Relax Smile surgery in my hospital. And really, I'm happy to say that again in Smile also, the conversion of patient from LASIK to Smile was quite high, and it was beyond our expectation. That is what we got high cooperation from our patient. When I was doing this all refractive surgery, sometimes patient were asking, sir, do you do cataract surgery? Or sometimes they ask, sir, where to go for cataract surgery now? So to establish myself in the cataract practice, I have used all flagship machines according to the time. I have used the Infinity machine. I have used Stellaris PC machine and Signature Pro machine. Again, the Signature Pro was first of this kind, newly launched machine. I have used all this machine. And again in 2017, there was one incident which changed my mind actually. One of my friend, of non-ophthalmic friend, went Ahmedabad for his wife's cataract surgery. Our anesthetist was common. So our anesthetist asked him why you went to Ahmedabad for the cataract surgery and not why not for Dr. Sapovadia. So that told Dr. Sapovadia don't have laser phaco. So for that we went to Ahmedabad. And at that time the idea struck to my mind and I decided to go for the femto cataract surgery. And I was having this machine in my hospital within short time. Again, it was first in this area. The conversion was again very good, so we were viable and reasonably good viable project. When we are in tour or when we are going to attend conferences, our practice or our income becomes zero. So one idea came to my mind: why not to start some hospital that work when we are also not working here? So I started to develop my parallel practice. I started Ashirwad, the multi-speciality hospital in 2008, Netradip Eye Hospital Satellite Center at University Road in 2013, Netradip Outreach Center in Paddock Road in 2017. And I also started laser center in Surat, in Bhavnagar and Junagadh. But all these center were not for me or not for Netradip. It was to help our friends so that they can survive and they can start laser refractive surgery. Non-ophthalmic unit Asirvad Hospital is working very nicely, is doing reasonable good work. I have done real charitable work started in 2013 when we started a charitable hospital in Drol. This is a Drol is very near to my native place, so all our relatives and friends can take advantage of this hospital. Till today, we are doing free cataract surgery in hospital. We never say no to any patient for the free surgery. We counsel the patient for better lens, and if they are happy, then we do other lenses. But basic phaco with Indian foldable lens, it is free for the patient. And presently, Dr. Hardik Jadeja is doing tremendous work there. We do annually one camp, operative camp in Upleta, Anjuman Jamaat. Around 100 cases we do free of charges every year. This is our hospital in Upleta. Sorry, Drod. It is till Upleta is in my mind, so sometimes I speak Upleta, but it is in Drod. In 2018, we taken over one laser center which was in Rajkot. Due to some reason, it came to me, and we taken a chance to have that center. We changed the name of the center. It was Saurashtra Laser. It is Saurashtra Laser Center now, and we installed MEL 90 with Fresh Beyond software. Again, this was the first kind of in Gujarat. There are many 90 machine in Gujarat, the other machine, but with this Press Beyond software, this was the first machine in Gujarat. This was a launching of this center. This is our laser room in that hospital, and this is the hospital. I have got honors like Dr. R.N. Mathur oration in 2016, appreciation award by American Ahmedabad Ophthalmic Society in 2017. Rajkot Ophthalmic Society, I was president for 2 years. I am a president for the year 2016 and 17. I was chairman of the AGOS Society conference in 2013 under Dr. Porwal. I was president of GOS for 2017. And we started Netradip oration in GOS. Until now, we have done 2 oration. One was given by Dr. Rohit Sethi and other was by Dr. J. Kumar. Bombay. These are some photographs which we have done in conferences. 2018. This is 2018. This is again GOS. And this is some of the IOMA activity which we have done. During all this long career, my support system is this Shobna. I was very busy in Upleta and even in Rajkot. So I was looking after my hospital, but my social responsibility was taken over by my wife Shobna, and my financial responsibility, financial management was done by my elder brother. So I was free to work in the hospital. So I could do all this activity. Again, my team has expanded. This is my first team in Operata. It is surprising. Out of this 5 of my staff, 3 staff are still working with us more than 30 years, but they are still with us. And the team is expanding day by day. This is bigger and a bigger team. By this time, my next generation has come to the practice. Dr. Avni has done cornea fellowship and doing cornea practice. Dr. Hemal is doing anterior segment practice. Dr. Aditi and Dr. Bhavin both has done fellowship in the Narayan Nethralaya, Bangalore. Aditi is doing pediatric ophthalmology practice, and Bhavin is doing glaucoma practice. Bhavin has also done medical retina fellowship under able guidance of Dr. Mukesh Porwal, and is looking after our medical retina patient over here. So this big team, and in our hospital we did 3 or 4 major renovations, but there was space limitation. We cannot have all the consulting room on the same place. Again, there were so many problems regarding traffic and parking. So we were searching for a new place, a new hospital, and we got this place in at a Ring Road, Madhapur Circle. Uh, this is our new team in our new hospital, huge team. This is our hospital. This is our consulting room in our hospital. This is my consulting room. Last but not least is Centurion Accucentric. I have upgraded my hospital with this machine before around 3-4 months. Again, by coincidence, it is the first of this kind of machine, because there are many Centurion machine in Rajkot. But with Accucentric Phacoprobe, this is the first machine which is installed in Rajkot. So again, this is my new installment. Dr. Purval asked me to give some tips for the practice. So I'm giving the list of some tips which has worked for me during my all this practice. The first is passionate, be passionate and be bold. Once the idea comes to your mind, then your whole mind, body, everything should work on that idea until you reach the or to you do that implement it. So whenever an idea comes to my mind whole day night working on that particular project, and it is free only after the completion of the project. And I was always bold to do any kind of surgery in my hospital. So we have how to be bold, and that pays in long run. Uh, Fast decision may be wrong sometime. You maybe you have to you have પસ્તાવું પડે ઘણી વાર, but ultimately this taking fast decision has worked well for my practice and for my career. So fast decision is again a good rule. Ideally, one should take a course or some training. Unluckily for me, it was not possible to take it, or I was not mentally ready for that. So I have taken all my knowledge and my course in all the conferences which I have attended. But in recent time, you should do a good course or fellowship. You have to reinvest in your practice. I have seen many practices, they start and they end in the same building and same interior and same staff, everything is same.
Hello. We seem to have got disconnected from Dr. Sapovadia. Suketu?
Yes, sir. I think he has left in accidentally.
Yeah.
We should wait for some time. He might join.
Yes, yes. I'm sure he'll join. There must be some hitch there. I was just verifying whether it is in my computer or it is there.
No, it's written that sir has left.
Oh, is it?
Suketu bhai. Hello.
Yes. Huh.
Actually, sir's laptop battery got over, so he's just restarting the laptop. That's all. So
Yes.
just wait for it.
Yes, yes. And in
Yes.
in the meanwhile, he can speak on your phone if that
Yes,
is.
sir.
Yeah. As we wait for Dr. Sapodia to rejoin us.
Sir, he has joined right now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for this battery gone out.
No, not at all.
It will be
Please
complete, but,
continue.
yeah, sorry. So reinvestment in the practice. I have reinvested in the practice since the time of Upleta. In Upleta, I had 2 hospitals. I have done many renovation in my old hospital, 3 big renovation, and I have always invested in my practice or in technology also. So reinvesting in the practice always works and it pays in the practice.
Sir, please start your video. I think we are not seeing you. Your slide is very visible. You're audible, but your video is off.
Not hearing you?
Yes, sir. Now you're back.
Yeah.
Yes, please continue. Sorry for the interruption.
Sorry for an interruption. So reinvest in the practice. I have always reinvested since the time of Upleta in Rajkot. Also, my old hospital was renovated 3 times majorly, and I have invested in the technology also time to time. And I think it pays in long run. So you have to reinvest in your practice, and you have to expand your menu. This applies particularly to the refractive surgery. If you are doing only LASIK, you won't survive. You have to learn pachycyal, you have to learn PRK, you have to do ideally smile also. So if you have all menu in your hospital, then patient gets more confidence in you, and that is good for long run. Created for unforgettable experience for the patient. So there was one survey in which they asked all the patient what they like maximum in a particular hospital. So it was not doctor, it was not the technology, it was not the surgery, but it was the experience patient had in the hospital. So if you make a lifetime experience or unforgettable experience for the patient in your hospital, then they will become your marketing person, and they will market your practice very well. So make an unforgettable experience in your hospital for the patient. Group practice is at times demand. Though my practice is solo practice and I have been successful, but in present time, I would suggest the group practice is the time to go, and it is the future to go. Appointing a counselor or 2 is good for the any practice. So if you have a small staff and you cannot appoint a counselor independently, then teach your one of good staff for the counseling, and they should counsel for your all the practice or your technology. I have 2 counselor, one for cataract and one for the laser. and they are doing wonder for me. They are converting many patients to a premium practice. So in present day practice, increasing the number of patients is very difficult, but you can have a horizontal growth by changing your practice to premium practice. So both the counselor are doing wonder. So I would suggest you appoint one good counselor, and you have to invest in practice training of the staff. Since the time of Upleta, and since beginning, we do our staff training from time to time. We teach them how to talk. We teach them how to behave in OT, and we teach them how to work in the hospital. We teach them to use social media also. So teaching of the staff is always important. So these are some of the tips which have worked in my practice. So it may work in your practice also, particularly for my junior colleagues and those who are going to start their private practice. So thank you again, Dr. Porwal, Dr. Suketu, and whole Rajkot Ophthalmic Society for here being honoring and appreciating me and hearing me patiently. Thank you. Thank you again.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. Really, really inspirational. There are no words to really appreciate how much you have inspired us, or how exciting your journey has been. You have said everything so clearly and so passionately. We could see that passion in your eyes when you were speaking, that all that what you had gone through. And there are a lot of very positive comments saying how inspirational you have been. Before it gets too late, I want to invite Dr. Rekha Ben Gosalia first to share her few thoughts on Dr. Sapovadia. Madam, please.
Thank you, Dr. Purva. First of all, congrats to Dr. Piyush and Dr. Dhruv. Great presentation. And it's a great pleasure to be a part of felicitation of Dr. Sapovadia. No doubt he is a stalwart, but a young stalwart. Very active and going strong and stronger every day. My association with Dr. Sapovadia dates back to many years when I was in government job and he was doing private practice at Upleta. Whenever I went to Upleta for eye camps, he was always there to help me. And all his patients had such high opinion about him and good words to say about him. At that time only, I had predicted that he has a long way to go. And I'm so glad that he moved to Rajkot and established himself and made his name amongst all other stalwarts. And it's really amazing the way he has expanded his field, having 2 hospitals in Rajkot, then one in Surat. Maybe he, apart from being very capable eye surgeon, he is a good manager as well as organizer also. And though he never maintains he doesn't like to be in limelight and always maintains low key and never getting into the rivalry with his colleagues. He has made his own place at the top, and it is really commendable. To sum up my impression about him, I just said 2 things. One is that he is one of the best refractive surgeons. I'm not saying this from the feedback I got from the patients I had referred to him, but my own experience. My daughter, who had -4 spherical, -5 cylindrical error, less than 3 meters vision, is now in one eye is now 20/20, thanks to Dr. Sapovadia. And the most and the best thing, the greatest virtue he has is that he is a very large-hearted person. Whenever I have referred my patients to him and asked him to reduce his fees for needy patients, he has never disappointed me. I wish him all the best. I wish him well with a very bright future. And thank you, Dr. Purwal and Dr. Suketu, for giving me this opportunity to express myself. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. We appreciate your comments, your thoughts on Dr. Sapovadia. I'm sure it dates back to many, many years, so they are very valuable for all the younger people in ROS. Sir, I would like to say that you're towards the end, that one last slide you put title tips was very, very, I'm very happy with it, that you could spell it out so clearly what others must look at. Obviously, everybody will have their own way of doing things, but it takes a lot of experience and expertise to spell it out clearly what you have gone through and from what you have experienced and the path for success. So we appreciate that, sir, very much. And also, I want you to say a few words about your recent surgery. You completely missed it.
Smile.
So,
Spine.
spine surgery, yeah. So it was just, they told me, and you were off for a few weeks.
Yeah, almost 1 month. Yeah.
Right, right. So it's all now fine, I suppose.
It's really, I have recovered fully. Actually, it was third spine surgery.
Oh, is it? Right.
One, I underwent keyhole or microscopic surgery, and then open surgery to fuse the L4-5. This time it was the fusion of L3, 4, 5, and S1. So
Right.
it was major surgery. It was done by expert doctor, Dr. Rajkot in Coimbatore. Coimbatore. And it is one of the best institute in India. And the surgeon is one of the best in India. And I have recovered fully. That's great. Thank you.
We wish that there is no more recurrence of your spine problem or any problem. We wish you all the best, sir. I would invite comments from other people in ROS. Kalaria, sir, a few words.
Many congratulations, sir. He has been inspiring, and almost he have a story that every ophthalmologist would dream of. I think so. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. You're audible. Yes.
And one of the greatest virtue or positive aspects of the sir is that he never gets tired. Whether in work, whether we were there together in many ESRS meetings, and one that sir talked in 2007, that is in San Diego. When we go for quite an sightseeing, sir was always in front of all of us. We were 45 and lagging behind, and sir was 55. He was in front of us. He never get tired up to the mark that we reach home at 11 o'clock also. And in practice also, it is his passion that have created sir at this great height. Many congrats, sir.
Thank you.
Hope your health would get the same as before, and you work for more years.
I am same as before. We'll go again to ESCRS.
Okay, sir.
Right. And sir, you should note that Dr. Kalaria, sir, is wearing our Vista 2013 T-shirt, which was done under your chairmanship.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's why I wore it.
Good, good. That's nice.
Good.
Yes.
Nice.
He makes a very good host. He has hosted many dinner parties for our Ophthalmic Society.
One more when this all comes out.
Yes, yes. Definitely, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Ready.
Yes. Anybody would like to add any comment?
Sir, this is Dharmesh.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Dharmesh, please.
Sir,
Go ahead.
apart from a truly inspirational story, congratulations, sir. I have been close associate with him since about maybe 15 years or so. And one thing that I would like to the whole group to know is that he always supports and encourages all the new and all the junior people that comes to him for learning and for practice. And he teaches him from the bottom of his heart. And I want to just tell that whatever I am today is because of Sapovadia, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dharmesh bhai, for adding that personal touch and very essential in all the great people's lives, that large-heartedness and accommodating everybody. Thank you, sir. Gadri sir, if you're there, we'd
Yeah.
like your words, please.
Yeah. Dr. Sapovadia,
Yes, sir.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was a great story, a very successful story, which I have seen from the very beginning.
Yes,
So I am a witness to the whole success story that you have written,
yes.
and I am really happy to have seen your great progress and success. And as everyone says that it's inspiring the juniors, but it is inspiring even to us. And whenever we listen to your talk about refractive surgery, you are of course a gold standard in refractive surgery. Everyone accepts that. But even when we listen to your talks, we get some small inputs which are very practical and which help us in our practice. So, and you are very forward looking, dynamic, and a very large hearted, as everyone says, and a very humble person. Basically, a humble person, and who has worked very hard and deserves all the success that he has got up till now. So I wish you all the best
Thank
and
you.
good health in future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Gadri sir, for those nice words. Dr. Suketu, your own observations.
As all said, the best thing about sir is he always teaches the junior, and he gives confidence to each and every person who comes to him for learning. And the best again, which I think is he gives free hands to his practice. Suppose I am working under him, so he will never pushes his thought on me or any person who is working with him. He just give free hand for whatever you feel good, you do. And if you have any questions or any query, you can always come to him for solutions, and he is always there with solution. So that is the best part. No interference, to be specific. And again, LASIK is a synonymous of Dr. Sapovadia sir in this region. Someone patient thinks of LASIK and first thing comes is like Dr. Sapovadia sir. That is the main thing. So I wish him a good health and more and more success.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
One
Suketu.
thing I would like to mention that I really appreciated, he gave credit to his wife and his brother.
Thank you.
That was very nice of you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for everything, what you have been for all these years. And I'm sure for many, many years to come, will need your expertise, your experience and your guidance in ROS. Before we end this meeting, I have a small announcement to make. We have heard how inspiring the story has been, and following up on the last meeting, we've decided by majority that we'll start an ROS oration named after Dr. R.N. Mathur, Dr. P.N. Nagpal, and Dr. C.R. Balda from this year. An annual, currently we plan it to be a online oration. We'll choose an eminent ophthalmologist of national repute, if not international. And we plan to have the first oration in this November or December. Dr. Balda has already handed over his gracious contribution, his check for rupees 5 lakhs towards this oration. And we will start working on it from this year. I would invite suggestions for the name of the orator who we can invite maybe 3 months in advance in September, so that we can have an oration in place in December. So for what Dr. Balda had planned, had thought of, and what the ROS had helped him to, or assured him that he will consider it, we have made it possible now, and hopefully the oration will take off and it will become a useful one for all ophthalmologists, not only in Rajkot and ROS, but also in this area and beyond. I think we should not keep people past 11 o'clock, Suketu. So,
yes, sir. On behalf of Rajkot Ophthalmic Society, I would like to thank you all, especially our speakers, Dr. Jansari sir, Dr. Dhruv, for the excellent cases. And again, congrats, Dr. Sapovadia sir, for being there as a ROS Stalwart. Thank you all the participants who joined. Thanks a lot.
Good night.
thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you.